Hello, scientific notation. Okay, so what is scientific notation? Scientific notation is a way to write a very large number with, say, multiple zeros into a much smaller shorthanded way. M times 10 to the n. M is the first factor. It has to be at least 1 and less than 10. Okay, so M must be at least 1 and less than 10. 10 to the n, the second factor, is simply a power of 10. Okay, so let's look at an example. If we have the number 325,000 and we want to write it in scientific notation, we would put 3.25 times 10 to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fifth power. Okay? All right. So let's look at this. 3.25, is it at least 1? Yes. Is it less than 10? Yes. It's 3.25. That's our first factor. Our second factor is a power of 10. 10 to the fifth is a power of 10. Okay? All right, now how did we do this? Let's go over how we did this. Okay, so 450 million. That's written in standard notation. So I'm going to show you how to go from standard notation into scientific notation. Okay, so we have a decimal point right here. We're going to move the decimal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. Okay, so when we write this number in scientific notation, we'll write it as 4.5, because the decimal has moved from here to here, times 10 to the 8th power. Okay, 10 to the 8th power is because we moved it 8 times. When you multiply by 10, each time you multiply by 10, you move the decimal one place. So 4.5 times 10 to the 8th power. 4.5 is at least 1. 4.5 is less than 10. That's our first factor. Our second factor is a power of 10. So this is how to go from standard notation to scientific notation. Let's do 2 more. Okay, so we're going to start here with our decimal. We'll move it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 spaces. So it now becomes 3.5 times 10 to the 11th power. At least 1, less than 10, first factor, times 10 to the 11th power. Okay, let's look at this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So it's 4 times 10 to the 18th power. At least 1, less than 10, times 10 to the n, 10 to the 18th power. Okay. Notice on this one up here, I had 3, 6, 9, 10 zeros, but it's 10 to the 11th power. Common mistake is to say 10 to the 10th power. It's not the number of zeros, it's how many spaces you move, how many decimal points you move. Okay, so we moved it 11 spaces, so it's 3.5 times 10 to the 11th. Here we moved it 18, so it's 4 times 10 to the 18th power. Okay, let's look at some different ones. Okay, these examples were still written in standard notation. Some people call it decimal notation. You may see that also written. We've still got to get to a point where we have m times 10 to the nth power, and m has to be at least 1 and less than 10. So how can we do that? Well, we've got to move the opposite direction. If we start out with a fraction, something that's less than 1, we're going to move the opposite direction. So we're going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now that becomes 8 times. Now, if we're moving the opposite direction, it's still going to be a power of 10, but it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to the negative 7. Okay? 10 to the negative 7. All right, let's do another one. Okay, got that 9 on there. All right, so let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So now it's going to become a 9 times 10. And again, if we're moving the opposite to the right, it's going to be to the negative 13. Okay? At least one less than 10, and to a power times 10 to a power. All right? All right? Now, let's go. We went from standard to scientific. Now let's learn how to go from scientific to standard. Okay, so in this example, we're starting out in scientific notation, and we're going to convert it to standard notation. Okay, so how do we do that? Well, we're starting out with 3.79. I'm going to write that right here. Now, I'm going to leave the decimal point off. Times 10 to the 8th power. Remember, every time you multiply by 10, you're going to move the decimal place 1 time. So in this case, we're going to move it 8 times. So we'll start here. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So our decimal goes here. We're going to fill in with zeros. And our new number becomes 379 million. Okay? Let's do another one. 4.8 times 10 to the 12th. This is in scientific notation. So we're going to move the decimal 12 places. So let's write 4, 8. We start here. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We'll go back, fill in our zeros. Okay, and our new number then will become comma, 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 comma. Okay, so this is our new number becomes 4, 8, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, so again, we moved the decimal 12 places. So we started out with 4.8, we moved it with 12 places. Here's our new number. Okay, now let's do some with negative exponents. So in scientific notation, we have 7.5 times 10 to the negative 9. All right, so we want to convert that into standard notation. So we'll start out with 7.5. Now, again, if we go into the negative 9, we're going to become smaller, so it's going to have to move 9 places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we'll go back and add zeros. Okay, so our new number becomes 0.00000000075. Okay, let's do another one. All right, so let's write our number. 8, 7, 4, 3. We're going to start with the decimal here. And we're going to be moving 11 places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Add our zeros. Okay, and our new number becomes 0.00000008743. Okay? Okay, let's look at this example. We have 350 million. Okay, another way to write that is right here, 35 times 10 to the 7th. The question is that in scientific notation? Well, let's look. Our first factor has to be at least 1, yes. Has to be less than 10, no. So that is not in scientific notation. So we have to change that by moving the decimal one place here. That becomes 3.5. And if we make this number smaller, we have to make our power of 10 one larger. So now this becomes scientific notation. So be careful. If you see an answer such as this, it has to meet these qualifications of at least 1 but less than 10 to be written in scientific notation. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video. So we had an introduction to scientific notation. We converted from standard to scientific, and we converted from scientific to standard. We used positive exponents and we used negative exponents. All right, in the future video we'll be using the operations, addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division of scientific notation. All right, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. See you on the next video.